What's up, everybody? It's Coach Davis here with Grindhouse Basketball. And today, I figured out my purpose. I really did. Like, yes, I was put here to help kids and teach them how to play basketball. But I found out what my purpose is. It's crazy, right? So, most people just think I'm a basketball trainer. And that's cool. Like, that's what I do. I'm a whole lot more. But this is what my purpose is, right? My purpose is to use basketball to teach developing aged kids that they can learn to master anything by using the game of basketball. Let me say that again. My purpose is to teach developing age boys and girls that they can master anything through the game of basketball. Coach, how you figure that out? So right, like this is what I've always done, but I could never explain it. Right, like I knew I helped people get transformations, but I didn't know. I didn't have the words to say. Right, like I didn't. So that developmental age is between like 3 years old and like 14. Those are considered developmental phases, right? Where the brain is still developing and things like that. But it's teaching that age how to work hard and like breaking a subject down to its simplest form, like how to dribble, why you dribble, and things like that. And eventually teaching them that it's a transferable skill. Like learning to master something. If you can master one thing, you can master another thing. If you can break a complex subject down to its simplest form and then build upon these basic fundamentals like we do in basketball, like where we start with the footwork and then dribbling and then shooting and then passing and then scoring, right? How we break it down, that's how you get better at anything. It's a game of repetition, and I give the kids homework and we talk about being able to follow directions and paying attention to details and building a house from the ground up. Like I tell them, I have an analogy, right? And I started like this. Anybody I train, I was like, so where do you start to build a house from? They say, some people say the roof. You start from the sides. It's like, then somebody says from the ground, from the basement. I say, yeah, but what is the basement called? Like, what is it? It's an F word. What is it called? They be like, the foundation. Like, look, that's how we build anything. Like, I like to think of my athletes as houses, and we built them from the ground up. So we built them from the bottom to the top, from their feet to their brain, right? And it was just like an epiphany. Like, I'm really good at that. I can take the same subject, right? I'm a substitute teacher as well, and I just do that part time. But I can take the same skills that I learned from teaching myself how to get really good at basketball, and I can show a kid a problem and I can break it down to its simplest form and then help them master it. So for instance, I had a kid who was struggling in his science class, right? And I wasn't even subbing at the time. I was just in the school as a pro quo mentor, just in the spot, kicking it with the kids, right? And he was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I took him down to his teacher's room, and I told him, I like, he doesn't understand it. Can we get some more clarification? And we sat down, and he didn't know what hypothesis meant, right? Hell, I didn't even know what hypothesis meant in high school. I was like, "How do you find it?" He was like, "You go to the book." I said, "But does that definition make sense to you?" It's like, "No." I said, "So what can you do?" I said, "You could use your phone, like have your phone read it to you, right? Okay, now we go watch a video on it. All right, so make sure it makes sense. It's got to make sense first, or you won't necessarily grasp the concept. But the skills are transferable to anything, and that's what I love about it. And it's gonna help me take my impact to another level. So I'm excited to let y'all know today that Coach Davis found his purpose, and that purpose is to teach developing age boys and girls how to master anything using basketball. Coach Davis out.